Welcome to a new video on NEGAYO's channel. Finally, a new Tomorrowverse movie has arrived for us. We're talking of course about Justice League Warworld. I had high hopes for this story when it was announced last year, but unfortunately my biggest fear came true. The title is too much for what we ended up seeing. I'll leave my comments and explanations for the end, even so. And before I start with this, I want to tell you that for a while now I've been saving up a bit for a new computer that I need to keep making videos. If you want to help me, there are several ways to contribute financially. If that's not the case, just a like and comment is enough to fight the YouTube algorithm and help this video reach more people. Let's begin with a quick review of the Trinity's individual stories. Yes, I maintain that they're not that important, but they do contain some clues about the distant future of the Tomorrowverse. And a few more interesting tidbits. Pay close attention. At the movie's start, Wonder Woman arrives in a desolate town. It doesn't take long before she starts being stalked by the gunmen in the area. She quickly defends herself before anyone can touch her. Amid the conflict, Jonah Hex appears intrigued by the visitor and her impressive combat skills. There's a problem in town. Citizens took the bank's gold, creating two sides. Now, Hex tried to persuade Wonder Woman to join his cause. But when she witnesses the murder of a couple, she quickly leaves to rescue a girl. Staying on the side of the citizens, where we now meet Bad Lad open the door. The story's first strange event occurs here. When asked her name, the woman freezes and can't answer. Life goes on as usual, and the two start looting supplies from the town. They sneak into the place at night, and Wonder Woman faces off against Hex, whom she easily takes down. Using the lasso of truth, she learns the bandits hijacked a train packed with nitroglycerin, intending to blow it up as it passes their enemies. When she gets back to her base, she asks Badlash to protect everyone. She derails the locomotive, destroying the gold they fought for in the explosion. There was no reason to fight anymore, but anyway, Jonah Hex kills Badlash, so this bastard was also about to get beaten to death. Wonder Woman left the place, and as she passed through a curtain of smoke, we appear in a completely different place, Shambhala, the home of Warlord. Apparently this mercenary with a bat mask had been sent by the sorcerer Deimos to kill the Warlord. Obviously his mission fails, so he ends up becoming a slave of this people. The Bat nevertheless negotiated his freedom in exchange for revealing Deimos' hideout, but since they couldn't trust him, they are forced to take him along on the adventure. Something strange happens with Batman when he's asked, "Where did you say you're from, Mercedes?" This. Clearly the same thing happens to him as to Wonder Woman in the previous story. Everyone acts as if nothing happened, even while referencing characters we know from another reality.
Seen a jester murder his own king, icemen who steal from the poor, and feline women who manipulate the righteous. No one can stop them.
The dangers were constant. Batman even saved Warlord's life, but the tribe kept shrinking over time. When they arrive at Deimos Island, something even stranger happens, with what could be called a vision of an old man appearing before Bruce, recognizing his true identity.
It's you. It's really you. Right.
What now? If you have no idea who this old man is or what his appearance means. If you've been following my channel's videos, the movie's voice cast has just been confirmed. I told you some characters were likely just extras and unimportant, but one really caught my attention. Old Man's voice actor is Matt Bomer, who also voices Flash Barry Allen in the Tomorrowverse. It was odd seeing his name with Old Man instead of Flash. And of course, we mentioned a theory about what this could mean, and guess what? We were right. This character is an older version of Flash, maybe about to die, maybe trapped in the future for some reason. I'm still unsure, but for now I'm leaning toward the first option since it reminds me a lot of this. Let's continue. Death stalked the warriors, and even Maria Romanova became a victim. Machiste died just as they reached the castle, making Warlord briefly feel everything was in vain. Somehow, this mercenary discovered a way to bypass this magic. He wasn't sure how, but he naturally excelled at observing and deducing. Both were trapped. Bruce had to free himself to save them, but trusting the mercenary was the Warlord's last mistake. Inside the treasure chamber was Maria Romanova, who somehow managed to survive her fall. But the one who drew Bruce's attention most was the other prisoner, who claimed she didn't know who she was or why she was here. Deimos finally appeared, revealing that bringing Warlord to the island to kill him was always part of the plan. The sorcerer told his mercenary to kill the women, but for some reason he refused. Before being shot, Warlord saved him, having survived. Deimos used his strongest magic, yet the mysterious prisoner still fought the giant serpent. In the end, it was Warlord himself who managed to defeat his enemy, although unfortunately he couldn't kill him before he escaped. Wonder Woman, as the prisoner, knew she had to keep moving forward despite not knowing where to go, just like Bruce. A portal opened for them, and as they passed through, we found ourselves in a black and white world. There, we meet Agents King Faraday and Clark Kent investigating an alleged extraterrestrial landing. They go to a diner where Officer Wayne is guarding witnesses who say they saw something crash. It doesn't have much importance in the story. Among the witnesses are Lana Lang and her husband, likely Pete Ross, the diner's shift manager. We also have Snapper Carr, the Justice League's first sidekick and an honorary member, thanks to the fact that without knowing it, he contributed to the defeat of Starro the Conqueror himself. In the comics, there's also this guy who calls himself Burroughs Kingsbury Kerouac. That name is fake and actually refers to the Beat Generation, a literary movement from the 1940s. This doesn't add to the movie, but I mention it as a fun fact in case you found this guy odd. People were scared, mentioning a flying object, strange lights, screams, and non-human footprints. Near the impact zone, some even claim to have seen an alien. The key witness is a woman named Diana Prince, who appears to be in shock after the incident. People gradually become agitated, claiming the alien could be in this cafe. Strangely, Agent Kent hears music from a jukebox that was off. As Clark takes a break, Prince and Wayne approach, saying they also heard the music. Upon contact, they begin sharing visions whose meaning they don't understand. These three accidentally scared the other people. Now music could be heard from a car and a struggle had begun. The agent pushed the guy to the other side. He didn't know how he had done it, but this accident revealed that this guy wasn't human. In fact, none of them were. Diana also possessed a great strength that she was unaware of. Officer Wayne's combat skills, though different, were highly effective. As more alien ships fell, the three decided to run away while wondering what the heck was happening to them. Amid the chaos, Wayne quickly devised a plan to buy time. He wasn't sure how he did it so fast, but it worked. They reached the ship the witnesses saw fall. It wasn't clear how, but they managed to get through it and reach a chamber where there was a green Martian. Faraday had followed them, claiming this extraterrestrial led the other aliens. He urged Kent to kill him, Wayne, and Diana, but Kent sensed something was wrong. He was shocked but unharmed. Faraday was knocked down and the Martian awoke, changing everything. The alien was none other than John Jones himself. Apparently, these three had been stuck in an illusion for an unknown time. But not everything was a dream. They were real, just like King Faraday. None of the three had regained their memory. Martian Manhunter wasn't familiar to them, but they knew they had to free him. John mentions that he was forced to create the illusions in which they were trapped for months. And not just them, but many other people who had been brought to this world of war.
I have been forced to create realities, part illusion, part technology, to extract negative emotions from the poor souls trapped here.
After a lot of work, he found a way to guide them to him. During the explanations, Lobo arrived, knocked everyone down, and took Martian Manhunter. Only the three of them woke up in a chamber with hundreds of clones. People taken centuries ago from many worlds and even different realities. None of them remembered who they were, but finding their uniforms brought a familiar sense of being part of a team. Wonder Woman came closest to regaining her memory, as shown in this dialogue. It's a bit odd.
I don't know why I didn't realize it before.
Does that mean that this Wonder Woman might not be from Earth 1, but rather the version we already knew from the movie, Justice Society World War II? She mentions Clark's young age, noting he's not like the Superman she remembers. And that's because, in this current era, that Kryptonian from Earth 2, who became known during World War II, will probably be a bit older when we see him again. Yes, it will clearly reference the Earth 2 Superman from the comics. As we've been saying for a long time with the crisis theories, Martian Manhunter was taken to Mongol, the commander of this powerful weapon. This villain reportedly searched multiple realities for a key to further empower his Warworld.
Oh heavens, this story again.
However, he hadn't been lucky enough to find green Martians in those other lands. For John, the last of his kind in this universe, he had nothing. For some reason, Lobo freed Martian Manhunter and distracted his boss to buy time for the Trinity's arrival.
I ordered you to kill them. I thought you said to free them. Betrayal, yes.
The final battle started. Martian Manhunter, aided by a white Martian, neutralized Mongol. And not only that, but he also mentions the legend of that key hidden by the Largas, the race that created Warworld. It wasn't a physical object, but one half of the key was hidden in green Martian DNA and the other in white Martian DNA.
John, are you doing what needs to be done, Superman?
He triggered self-destruct, so everyone was doomed, right? There was no escape until a mysterious glow appeared before the Trinity. It was none other than Harbinger herself, and without much explanation, she transported the heroes to a safe place before the end of the world of war.
A handful of lives on a single planet. That's nothing compared to the crisis that's about to come, the absolute annihilation of everything everywhere.
Now then, opinions and explanations. I stand by what I said at the beginning. The movie falls short with the title, it's not a Justice League movie. The world of war and Mongol doesn't add much to the story. The Tomorrowverse keeps rushing. A problem since Green Lantern? Beware my power. So before you say, did James Gunn already order this universe to be erased and blah blah blah. No, the signs of the crisis have been here for years, even before he became the head of the Detective Comics universe. This isn't relevant right now. What was my point? Along with rushed jumps, they add clues and references that many viewers miss in the movies. As with Snapper Car and the Old Man in the Water vision, these are things that do give me material to keep making videos, but for people who aren't really into these superhero topics, it can make them lose interest. If no one explains what these things mean. And well, Detective Comics isn't giving a lot of explanations in these movies, at least not yet. As for the appearance of Harbinger, I was really glad to see her, but her debut could have been a bit more impressive. If only they hadn't revealed just days before the movie's release that the Crisis would be the Tomorrowverse's next adventure. Oh well, nothing we can do now. Honestly, I didn't like the movie. Maybe because I had higher expectations, maybe because I was hoping to see the Justice League in a movie that's called Justice League. Maybe it's the wasted potential of Mongol and Warworld, or how the individual stories ultimately don't matter. Because everything becomes an ad for Crisis on Infinite Earths and nothing else. It's a movie you wouldn't want to miss watching again, since Harbinger's appearance is all that really matters. The story left me with questions and material for a more detailed video about certain situations and characters. There are even dialogues that make me think that only Superman and Batman are the ones we know from the Tomorrowverse. In other words, like Wonder Woman, Lobo and Martian Manhunter are likely from different realities too. What? We'll stop here to avoid making the video longer. But don't leave yet. I'm letting you know that maybe by tomorrow I'll have a video explaining who the Largas are. What the heck? With this vision with Wonder Woman? Why isn't this Martian Manhunter the same as the one we know, like Lobo? And who is Harbinger? Just a reminder, I'm saving for a new computer to keep making videos, and there are several ways you can support me financially. Although leaving a like and a comment is totally free, and it helps me more than you can imagine. Turn on notifications. Since I'll likely stream on the channel Saturday, we'll discuss the movie with spoilers and maybe answer some of the questions we've received. Don't forget to share your opinion in the comments, and for now I have nothing else to say. Thank you so much for stopping by, guys. I'm Alex from NEGAYO channel. See you later.